Live, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Creatia Conversation, the number one news source for all that nerdish on the hub. I am your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I am joined today by a very, very special guest. Artiste extraordinaire, the great Ed Rufus Royster. How are you today, sir?
We managing as always. We doing what we can every day, slowly but surely.
I feel you. I feel you. Thank you for coming on today, helping us out, filling in, and all that good stuff.
No
We actually just had a little thing with you drop earlier today. We did a little interview recently. We did a little talk on an episode of Creators in Creatia that is available right now, folks. Go check that out. Me and Ed chop it up for a while, talk about his journey as an artist and the amazing work he does and how he feels about art today and how it makes him just feel as a person, because we want to get to the man behind the art.
Oh, that's scary. I don't know what that is like. Okay.
You don't know what that's like? You with that man every day. What you mean?
Yeah, and I'm still confused.
Understandable. I confuse the fuck out of me too. But yeah, man. I mean, what you been up to? What you been watching? What you been playing? What does Ed do in the creative sphere these days? What is entertaining you?
Let's see. I just finished Forspoken. So if you did watch once you watch the interview, I talked about that then. So I just finished that this weekend, just to get it out my system. And watching wise, let's see, Mandalorian, Ted Lasso.
You liking Mandalorian this season?
My relationship with Star Wars has it's in a tough spot right now. So
right now, okay.
It has been since the movies, the sequel trilogy, to be honest. But the shows have been in my moments of introspection and looking back, yes, I realize it started back at the sequel trilogy, but it's been the series that have been solidly stabbing away at my passion for Star Wars a little
Interesting.
bit. So.
It's funny for me. I've talked about this before, how like when it comes to Star Wars, I just don't care. Like that's what tends to happen to me. I don't dislike it. I don't actively dislike it. If it's on, I'll watch it. I'm not like, oh, I hate this shit. But the stuff I have seen that I like my favorite Star Wars thing that I've seen is still Rogue One. And I've realized that I love Star Wars as long as there's no Jedis. Like it really seems to be what it is to me. And I don't think I have something against Jedis because I think Jedis are pretty fucking cool on paper. But then when I watch this stuff, I'm just like, this isn't entertaining me. I don't dislike it, but I'm not like, oh, this is so cool, I want to see more. The other stuff around it has always been more interesting to me.
Okay. Have you seen Solo?
I have not. No.
Okay. Have you watched Andor?
Yes.
Okay, so that's two other non-Jedi focused
and
entities.
Very much enjoyed Andor.
The Bad Batch series is also mostly avoiding Jedi.
I have not seen that, but I've heard of it.
Other than that, yeah, everything else seems to follow the formula of getting the Jedi. And now I am curious, is it because of the nature of Jedi themselves? Because I know you and I both tend to be a little bit more on the, I guess, neutral to darker side of the Force if we were going to go down that route. So is it because of that, or is it necessarily just the lightsabers, good or bad, light or dark? It doesn't matter. It's just not as...
I don't know. I haven't figured that out. Like I said, I'm just now realizing that all the stuff I really like is the stuff that really doesn't involve Jedis. I don't know if it means I have something against Jedis, but it's just the stuff that really doesn't involve the Jedis has always just been working for me, right?
Fair enough. Okay.
Anything else you've been watching, or?
I mean, that's really. I have fallen into catching up on this season of Love is Blind for stupid reality TV just put it in the background and kind of watch and witness human drama of stupidity and communication, and yet a yearning for connection that people tend to fall into, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which I no longer understand because I am in a very happy and healthy relationship. So I'm loving that idea, but watching others struggle with it in a very
Look, it's the
healthy way.
struggle is fun when it's not you. I get you. Yeah.
Struggling when it's in a very unhealthy way. That's why it becomes a little unentertaining part. Like, you guys, you're not going about this very well. But
Well, here's the thing: if everybody on those shows was well adjusted and processing things properly and all that, they wouldn't have a show.
oh, of course. Or if they weren't clout chasing, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Which is
yeah.
why this is one of the very few of these reality competition TV shows I actually watched. The only other one I was ever crazy about was Ink Master. So, and
I
that's one I saw
watch
all of.
one reality show. There is one reality show that pulls me in every fucking year,
Mm-hmm.
and I do not apologize for it. That is Big Brother. Every year, I'm all in on Big Brother. It's my shit.
Ain't never seen an episode. I've heard about it, but I know next to nothing other than people can't get voted out and there's drama and assholes
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. People get voted out, and it's one of them. Yeah. The good thing, what makes it so good is once you get to a certain point, you got to vote people out. But then the people that got voted out are the ones who choose who wins. So it's just, you got to manage that as well and all that. Then there's competitions involved and all that. So it's a whole lot of stuff socially and competition wise you got to deal with. It's fun. I enjoy it. And the drama is the good kind of drama because it's all revolving around a prize. There's a reason for it. It's not just because, you know, I want to be the one everybody looks at. Nah, it's
Mhm.
because I'm trying to win this $750,000.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much been it. I mean, oh, I did get into another reality show that my girlfriend got me into. Alone, which was something on History Channel.
Interesting. I
Basically,
don't know.
they take 10 individuals and they vary from just general survivalists to ex-military hunters, all of this stuff. And they take them all, drop them off separately in these miles apart, different locations in like a remote area.
Mhm.
It does feel very video game-ish because you're able to get they all are able to choose from a list and have some personal items for like a loadout, basically, where you can choose like, hey, I want an axe, or I want a knife, or sleeping bag, yada yada, different survival gear.
Mhm.
Um, some things, of course, are limited where you can't take at all, like a lighter or whatnot. But essentially, whoever
Chainsaw.
yeah. So whoever survives in their location the longest wins either, I think it's $500,000. Yeah, $500,000.
Mm.
And you got people who barely survive 6 hours. One guy did. And others who go up there to 80 days.
Yeah, see, I'm out there. The first time I stubbed my toe on a rock, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going back to where there's air conditioning. Like, that's just.
There's the injuries, there's the risk that the location, chances are, has bears that you have to be mindful of. Mountain lions was in one season.
Are the bears on cocaine?
Luckily, not that I know of. I mean, nothing that I've seen so far, at least. I mean, maybe they could be, but who knows?
Speaking of which, that movie comes out on Peacock later this week, so that's fun.
I'm looking forward to trying to check that out as
Yeah,
well. Yes.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it becomes interesting as you're like starting to like certain individuals, and you're like, okay, I'm really hoping, but you've also spent like the last week and a half only building your shelter, and you haven't gone hunting for food, and you're gonna run out of what rations you do have. So now you're not gonna have energy to actually go look for food now because you've been spending all your energy making a shelter, and now what's going to happen at this point? So yeah, it's just it gets interesting to see how people manage how to live in that situation, along with just the general loneliness that comes with it, because all you have is not like some of the other cameras where they actually, or other shows where they drop off like an actual camera crew. All they do is like give each one of these individuals like 6 cameras, like 2 GoPros, 2 like trail cameras, 2 cameras that they have to put on.
So there's no crew there either. Okay.
Nobody. They're completely by themselves. The only difference is like they have like a weekly medical check-in that they'll come in, they'll boat in or helicopter in, do the medical check-in on them, and then dip right back out. Like that's it. So it's either, so if you fail the check-in, they'll be like, hey, you've lost way too much weight. We're taking you out of here for or they do get a cell phone. Everyone can say like, look, I've been here long enough. I'm ready to go.
I'm
Just
done.
Take me out.
Yeah.
Take me out of here. So
okay.
Between those, that's kind of been it. Next Level Chef, that's another reality. Damn, I guess.
I've seen that. I've only watched one episode of it though.
Yeah, I guess I have been watching a lot more reality shows lately.
That's the one when they got the 3 different things and I've seen that.
I've been watching that. Anime here and there.
When you brought that up, I just realized I do watch another reality show. I watch the Great British Baking Show because it's just beautiful and wholesome, and I love it. And Paul Hollywood makes me laugh, so unintentionally most of the time. But
I would also, since this is also creative area that we're talking about, I would also recommend on HBO Max the Great British Throwdown. Same format as the Bake Off, but it's just about pottery. They just do pottery projects. It's
the Great British Throwdown.
Yeah,
said it's on HBO.
HBO Max. I think they're on like season 3, maybe season 4 now. Same premise, same setup, exact same setup. One big room, all 10 areas, 3 judges. One of them's kind of a comedian, and then the 2 other professionals that know what they're doing. Live demonstrations. And then and you just hope for the best that shit doesn't go bad for each one. So.
Consider me interested.
So.
Okay. For me, only thing new I've really been watching. I mentioned it earlier this week. I tried watching Beef on Netflix. It just wasn't it for me. I'm just like, I'm not enjoying this. It's just, I don't know, man. I've seen other people talking about like, oh, this is so well done. It's just like, it's not hitting for me. Like, it's the constant discomfort of it is not the kind of constant discomfort that I find entertaining. Because there's times when I watch stuff that has me uncomfortable the whole time, but I like I like what they're doing. I appreciate what they're doing and all that. With this one, it's just like, I don't know what it is, but for me watching, I don't know if I was just every time I watched a bit in a place mentally where I can't watch this right now kind of thing, or what it is, but it just wasn't it for me. But I did start watching this show on it's on Prime, actually, on Prime Video, called The Power. It's new. I just started. I think they're like 4 episodes in now because Prime drops their episodes one at a time, weekly or two at a time, depending on the show. But yeah, The Power on Prime has been very entertaining. It's one thing where I don't know if you've seen the ads for it or anything like that, but it's this show where you're in this world and teenage girls all over the world all of a sudden have electricity powers. Like they like Infamous nigga. Yeah, that's a throwback. Infamous. Y'all remember Infamous on the PS3? Yeah. Go back there. There was a newer one on PS4, but it wasn't the electric powers. He don't count. But
true.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's all, about them. And then just like, there's all these times when they're pointing out, all the things that women deal with on a regular basis. Like, all of a sudden having to, not all of a sudden, but always having to, keep everything in check, like their emotions and all that kind of stuff, and never get angry and all that. All of a sudden they're too emotional if they don't. And then there's all that kind of stuff happening. Like one person's a politician and all that, but her daughter is one of the people who got those electrical powers and all that. But it's been really good so far. I'm liking that one. Yeah, that's the only thing new besides, I'm still playing Legend of the Dragoon because I haven't finished it for the 5th time or however many times I played that game.
And nostalgia. Yeah.
It still makes me happy too. So
and that's that's important. That's all.
Yeah. But that's it for me as far as what I've been watching, what I've been playing. So I think we can go ahead and move on into newsy time.
News?
Yeah, we got news here. So let's start with the what I'd consider the big news. Yesterday, we got an announcement from Sony. Sony has announced they're doing a new state of play that is all about Final Fantasy 16. Have you been paying attention to what's going to happen and what Final Fantasy 16 is, what's coming, all that?
So my relationship with the Final Fantasy universe. I mean,
Tell
have
me
I?
about it. Tell me about it. Is it a strained relationship, or y'all, on again, off again? What's happening
It's.
here?
I mean, it's one of those where I gotta be honest. I never fell in love with it as much as a gamer. I'd like to think I could have or should have. I played. My brother handed me Final Fantasy VIII and said, if nothing else, just watch the opening scene. And that's what I did. And then I was like, hey, I'll give this a shot. And music was dope. The cinematography of that one was great. And I gave it a
8 was
shot.
the one in the school, right?
That was the school one,
Okay,
yes. And I never really I think the first that was back, of course. Ooh, throwback. This was back, of course, when you had multi-disc for one game.
Oh yeah, Legend of the Dragoon originally was 4 discs.
4 discs. Final Fantasy VIII was 4 discs as well.
Mhm.
See, and I made it to the furthest I ever got was disc 3. Played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII, the original and the remake. Only made it to a few minutes in on probably an original, few minutes in, maybe a couple hours into the remake.
Oh, the remake didn't hit for you either. Okay, interesting.
It was just one of those where I get the appeal, but I'm also like, I have other things in the queue that would probably warrant a little bit more of my time and focus.
It
So
really sounds like you feel the same way about that I do about Star Wars.
that might be the case. And then I also tried, I think, Final Fantasy 14, and is that the one with the car with the prince and his? That was 15. So I tried
14
15.
is the online one.
14 was the online one. So 15, and at that point, I'm just like, I'm still not fully enjoying it. And then it was
I
also
15. I liked it a lot until like the whole first part of the game is completely open. And then it gets to a part where it becomes super linear. And when it got to that part where I was no longer hanging out with my boys riding around in my car fighting monsters and shit, and it was like, okay, go do this specific thing right now. I'm like, I don't like this anymore.
See, I enjoyed it for the most part. My problem is with open world games. I had the same issue with Forspoken. Is I get obsessive about completing everything else around the open world.
Mm-hmm.
And if the world feels too big that I have to travel, let's say in a car, and be mindful of my gas money, and all of that stuff, like I get into the game to get away from real world problems. Yes, to get away from real world problems, and now I have to be mindful of that in this world. It just took me out of it enough where I couldn't focus as much on like an outside missions and the main mission and task and all this other stuff. It's just I started just to lose interest, and then it became one of those where, all right, let me take a break from it and play something else, and then that 1 day break turns into 2 days, and then those 2 days turns into 5 days, and that 5 days turns into 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden I forget how to play the game, and I'm like, I don't want to go through relearning in that learning curve and do a tutorial again, nor am I going to start the whole game over. So it just gets lost in the void of my collection of games.
It's funny because most of the other games before 15 was the opposite, where they'd start very linear and then get to the completely open kind of stuff. And usually at that point was when I'd stop really like being into the game as much. Like I don't think like 10 was one that I was really enjoying, had a lot of fun with. And then when it got open where you had to take the airship and do this and go where you want to go and figure out the rest and all that, I stopped caring. So it was just like, it's weird with me with those things. But yeah, it was the opposite with 15. But anyway, there's a state of play. It's Thursday, all about Final Fantasy 16. This article, by the way, comes from Polygon, written by Michael McWhorter. Go there, y'all take a look, give him all that kind of stuff. So, Michael can keep his job. Sony will broadcast it. Sony will broadcast a new state of play presentation on Thursday, April 13th. The PlayStation maker announced Tuesday. The showcase will focus on one game and one game only, Square Enix's Final Fantasy 16. So it will be at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific on PlayStation's Twitch and YouTube channels. Final Fantasy fans can expect more than 20 minutes of new Final Fantasy 16 gameplay, and I'm down for that. So Sony said in a tweet, announcing a new blah 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 blah. Final Fantasy slated, blah blah. Yeah, no other information really there. But yeah, Thursday, 5 o'clock, state of play. Interesting they're doing a state of play instead of just putting out a thing, Square Enix, but it's a PlayStation exclusive, so it kind of makes sense. It's just like Square Enix does have their own channel. So it's just like, but PlayStation probably wanted it, probably paid for it,
Yeah, I mean, it's a general curiosity. I think my concern or my only issue was them, whoever the developer was or whoever that a couple months ago said the quiet part out loud about their inclusion and diversity with characters. That's kind of what solidified me being like, you know what? Do I really want to get back into this Final Fantasy boat at all, regardless of how cool and it looks? I mean, I'll check out the trailer and gameplay footage because obviously I like games and entertainment and stories, and we'll see how it goes. But
it all looks really good. This one's like all centered around the summons. So
okay,
yeah,
that was always my favorite part of Final Fantasy VIII, at least back when I played it.
There's been some videos that have come out. I'll send some to you where it basically, well, not even basically, it outright is you got to summon. He this main character in here transforms into the summons, and he's fucking huge. And there's another summon in. You have just a big ass kaiju battle between the two of them, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna keep my mind open about it. You say the quiet part out loud. That's all.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult morally.
He's one of them. You just tell him you don't talk anymore.
Never again.
Because what the fuck? Just fix it next time. You don't have to say anything out loud right now, dude. We all recognize what happens in games. Period. Not even just your game. So
games, movies, and TV shows and books and all of that. We get
exactly. We know what's happening. Just don't say shit if you're gonna say some dumb shit like that. It's shut the fuck up. Do better next time.
Just
because whatever you say right now, clearly you don't know what the right words to say are. Let's stick in PlayStation for a little while.
Yay.
Dreams. Are you familiar with Dreams at all?
I am not. I am curious. It does sound sad from what I was reading about it a little bit, and I shouldn't have done, but
Well, Dreams was a game. It came out originally for the PlayStation 4. It was actually it was announced back when the PlayStation 4 was being announced. It took a while for it to actually come out. Same developer that made Little Big Planet and those games, Media Molecule. But it's all about creation, which I'm all about, And it was basically you get into that game and you make whatever you want. You make games in this thing. It's they made an engine for you to make games in, and it's pretty fucking amazing. They you make stuff, you can post it for other people to play. You can make anything. Only limitations you had, which they were supposed to be updating and changing and all that and making better, was adding multiplayer and things like that. But there's no multiplayer because the game is getting shut down in September, so they haven't added it. They also put it on PlayStation 5, so it's the only version you can play. You can play the PlayStation 4 version of the PlayStation 5, but they haven't made a PlayStation 5 version of it. And honestly, they should have. It should have been a PlayStation Plus game eventually. Because at some point you realize people aren't going to be paying for it anymore if they weren't paying for it originally. It's been years now. Make it a free PlayStation Plus game and get everybody in there. And then you can start, sell them little knickknacks and all that kind of stuff while they're in there. Do what these other folks do. And this is right for that. I don't know. It's sad to me because I feel like it could have been something really fucking cool. And giving people the opportunity to develop stuff and create stuff. People like, little people who are younger and kids and all that who don't have access to, these huge studios and all that kind of stuff. We're curious about what it's like to make a game,
Yeah.
get in there and do that here. I've played all kind of different stuff. I played shooters that were made in there. I played like a side scroller beat 'em up, like, that was basically Streets of Rage. Like people, like there was somebody that actually made a Sonic game in Dreams, and it was just like so cool. Like they gave you one thing to play through when you first get the game, just to play it and try it out. That was all made in Dreams. It was called Arch Dream. Really cool, really cute story. At the end, they do a rendition of that song. I don't remember who sings it originally, but the song "Time Moves Slow." Probably my favorite version of that song I've ever heard, honestly. But anyway, they're shutting it down in September. So Media Molecule, the Sony-owned developer of Dreams, has announced it will end live service support for PlayStation 4 game creation system in September as it concentrates on a different project. We made the difficult decision to discontinue live support for Dreams after September 1st, 2023, to shift our focus to an exciting new project. The title won't be removed from sale, and players will still be able to create, share, and play within Dreams, but there won't be any more updates or developer-led events such as the Impy Awards that rewarded the community's best creation. Long promised multiplayer support will not be happening, and the game won't be updated for PlayStation 5 or PlayStation VR 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're also getting migrated over to a new server, so the storage limit is going to be 5 gigabytes for new creations, which sucks. But yeah, like I said, it's sad for me because it's just, I like more people having tools and opportunity to create, and taking that away kind of sucks.
Sad face.
Yeah. But all right, we can move on from there. Before we do, though, there's one thing that's hold on. Oh, frozen here. There we go. Oh, great. Technical issues. I love technical issues, don't you?
Kill a spider creator game. That sounds dope, though. Damn.
Yeah, it is.
Especially if it scared the poop out of someone. Nice.
I'm glad you can see that, though, because I can't see it.
Oh,
So this whole thing is just freezing up for me and stuff. You can still see me, though, right?
I can.
Okay, cool.
I see everything.
You see dead people, too?
Sometimes.
Oh, you're supposed to say all the time.
Well, I'm not going to admit to all the murders.
Oh, man. Well,
that got dark real quick.
It did. But here's the thing, when you're committing all those murders, if you're doing it all, one behind the other, you need a lot of energy for that.
How do I procure such energy?
Well, a good way to do that is with Dubby, because Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers, and they don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. The product is made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. Dubby has handpicked what they believe to be the 10 most critical ingredients for focus and concentration. Dubby contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. Dubby also uses Neurofactor, a patented all-natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives Dubby its laser focus and fast reflex effect, making it especially perfect for gamers. It discloses full ingredient amounts, and the products will never contain fillers, artificial dyes. It's also sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, like I mentioned earlier, and it's keto-friendly. So go to w.creatiaworld.com and use the code Creatia to receive 10% off your order today. Again, that's W code Creatia for 10% off. The link is in the description.
Nice.
Yeah.
Energy. Unlimited power.
Indeed. All right. So, since my system here is kind of freezing up on me, let me see if I can get that banner up. Sorry about this, people. I don't know what's going on this end. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to have to pull this up from my phone.
Uh-oh.
Unless... trying to figure out which one is doing it. Something. Okay, I think I'm back for right now. I should be okay. For the moment, at least. All right.
Dubby.
All right, so here's what we can do. I got a few trailers we can look at here.
Ooh, I like trailers.
I do too. Let's see. I got one here for a movie called Fool's Paradise.
Oh, kept seeing that thumbnail, but I haven't clicked it.
Well, luckily for you, I'm here and I clicked it for you.
Yay. Hands-free.
As soon as this stops being dumb, I will put it up on the screen here. Let me see. Maybe I just need to. Close those. Oh, come on. You know what? While we're waiting on that, because this is what happens when you're at the mercy of technology.
Skynet will be the death of us all.
For real. Let's talk about this. The Steam Deck. Do you know what the Steam Deck is? Are you familiar with it at all?
Once again, in theory, but I have not had a chance to enjoy anything of Steam because I do not have the necessary resources to indulge. But with the level of excitement friends and people on the internet get when there's a Steam sale, I look forward very much to one day being able to indulge once I have proper equipment to do so.
I feel you. So Steam Deck is basically being able to play PC games that are on Steam in a handheld setting,
Mm-hmm.
Well, now the Steam Deck supports some popular Xbox games. So this article comes from comicbook.com. The Steam Deck now supports some of the most popular Xbox games ever made in the modern era. Xbox brings every one of its games to PC. This didn't always used to be the case. Not every Xbox game on PC supports the Steam Deck. That said, multiple Xbox games just went from unsupported on Steam Deck to playable. Why they haven't been verified yet, we don't know, but that is possibly down to Steam and Valve. So whatever the case, you can now play Halo Master Chief Collection on the Steam Deck, which means you got Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo Reach and Halo ODST. They're all playable on Steam Deck, which, if you ever wanted to play Halo on a handheld, you can now do that. Xbox never made a handheld system, so, it was never really a thing. But now you can play Halo handheld.
Nice.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I do miss my Halo playing days. That's a nostalgia trip.
Okay, you used to Halo. Gotcha.
So many loud lobbies, so many high-pitched kids crying, cussing. One of those days. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see. I thought I had it, but apparently I don't. So let's move on to the next story for here.
Damning it.
All right. Wait a minute. Do I?
Uh-oh.
Okay. You got it?
I got it.
Okay, cool. Well, let's watch it.
Unmute that bitch.
That's helpful, huh?
The patient has lost the ability to speak. He's not deaf, and he's technically not mute. With the proper amount of care, it's possible that he could regain his understanding of the world, his ability to speak.
What's our first course of action?
Well, the state is not going to pay for any of that, so we are going to put his ass on the first bus downtown.
What do you mean he won't get out of the trailer? Get in. Take a look at this guy. What about him? He's a dead ringer for you. Man don't look nothing like me. I mean, look at him. He's too short. Get finished today for you. Action. Cut. Latte pronto.
Excuse me, Mr. Pronto. Can I call you Latte?
Latte. Latte
Again.
pronto. Latte pronto.
Is that your name?
Amazing. You and me are gonna do big things, pal.
And respect, bro.
Move! Stars coming through! Welcome to your team. You got me, your agent, got your manager, lawyer, publicist, personal assistant, plus we got you an intern.
You have got a big film premiere tomorrow night. Does that make you a little...
This was a gift from Prince Harry. It was one of the original Knights of the Round Table sword or something. Can't really remember because I wasn't listening when he gave it to me.
Make love to me, Latte.
Bing, bang, boom. A million dizzy fiddles playing. Bing, bang, boom. Began to take my breath away. Bing, bang, boom. I'm jumpy as a jumping.
The phone is not ringing.
Don't worry, pal. I'll get us back on top.
I know you think what's been happening to your career is accidental. Everything is by design.
Who are you really, Latte Pronto?
Bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bang.
And toy time!
Gotta get down, big time.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that looks entertaining. Looks like something I'd enjoy watching.
I'm intrigued. Yeah, I'll give Charlie Day a shot. It's a nice cast.
Indeed. So, in that trailer, there was a moment where this, lovely lady told Charlie Day to, make love to her. And sometimes when you're making love to a lovely lady, you need a little help.
Oh.
Or when you're, not making love to a lovely lady, you're by yourself, you might want a little bit of help. Or if you're a lovely lady yourself, and you might need a little bit of help, when you're by yourself, So if you need that little bit of help, good place for you to go is Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is the nation's largest marketer of adult products with millions of satisfied customers in the United States and all over the world. Founded in 1971, Adam and Eve is also one of the oldest names in the rapidly evolving adult industry. For more than 50 years, they have built up a reputation as a trusted and reliable adult toy store that takes pleasure and privacy seriously. So when you want to shop erotic toys, Adam and Eve has it all. Men and women, straight or gay, and anywhere in between, Adam and Eve has the adult toys you're looking for, including but not limited to vibrators, dildos, anal sex toys, bondage toys, couples toys, lube, sexy gifts, and accessories. Unlike other adult stores, Adam and Eve stands behind all their products and offers a no questions asked return policy. So whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, or penis ring, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com and use the code erotica to receive 50% off one item plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. That's adamandeve.creationworld.com and use the code erotica to receive 50% off and free shipping. Once again, link is in the description.
Nice. Sexy time.
Yeah. Ed, do you drink Fanta?
I am trying to be more healthy in my adult life with avoiding it, but I do share a love for a particular color of soda, similar to Kel.
Who loves orange soda?
Ed does.
All right. So, did you ever think, as you were, drinking some orange Fanta, want a Fanta, that one day someone will be wearing this as a fragrance?
Never in my childhood life or my adulthood life would I have imagined that.
Me neither. But apparently it's a thing. Scenta Fanta, a fragrance inspired by orange Fanta, is here. This is an article from Dylan Pavlik on Food Beast. Check your calendars, folks, because this is no April Fool's prank. Fanta has created its first ever wearable creations inspired by classic orange Fanta, a bold, fruity orange soda now bottled up into a bold, fruity orange scent. Scenta Fanta embodies everything its inspiration gives. An effervescent, juicy orange essence intermingled with tart lime and a hint of soft sugar notes. If you're curious about smelling it yourself, and why wouldn't you be, Fanta will be hosting a 3-day interactive pop-up event in Los Angeles from April 13th to 15th with immersive experiences to heighten the senses and excite the taste buds. If you're a West Coast Fanta lover, head over to 1306 Abbott Kinney Boulevard, Venice Beach, later this week to experience the scented magic. Not a California connoisseur? Then Fanta fans from around the world have the chance to enter their information and secure a free sample of scents of Fanta. All one needs to do is head, there's a link here, and starting this Thursday, April 13th at 12 p.m., and enter their information for a free giveaway.
I love it.
Because when I first saw this, I said, why? And then it occurred to me, Ed, why not?
Why not? You can go ahead and set up a nice, sexy time after you're going out on a nice date with your girl or your partner. And with that scent of Fanta just in the air, you can go ahead and just...
I hear you, JJ, about the bees and the bugs flying around you, but you got to think to yourself, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. I got another trailer here.
Ooh.
This is a newer one. This actually dropped today. You watch John Wick? You're a John Wicker?
Of course. Baba Yaga.
Well, The Continental has dropped its first trailer.
All right, I'm gonna try to hold my excitement a little bit.
Don't hold that excitement. Let it out.
But I have to consume the trailer since this is my first time. I have to just enjoy the whole thing.
Make it like the first time every time. So, want some help with that? Go to adamandeve.creationworld.com. Use the code erotica. Just so you know.
Giggity.
You got the sound, right?
Yep. Okay.
How you feeling about that one?
Oh, very mixed feelings, but not for the usual reasons. I'm very much excited about more from the world of John Wick. Loved the movies, loved this prequel idea, love the spinoff that they've already announced. I love everything. I'm glad it's taking place so much further in the past that I don't have to think too much about, Lance Reddick. So it's that's where the conflict comes in of trying to avoid those feelings. Rest in peace. Yeah, no, I'm very much excited. It looks fun. It's got a nice mood. I'm curious on the casting choices for Winston and Sharon. If they are in the movie or in the show at all. And what other zany assassins they can come up with. That's going to be very exciting.
So, Ed, how would you feel if I told you I've never seen a John Wick movie?
Well, I am about to go ahead and close down and walk away.
Here's the thing. It's not because I haven't wanted to see one. It just somehow didn't happen. And they're just like, okay, I need to go ahead and watch the first one so I can watch the second one, the third one. And then another one comes out. And I'm like, oh, shit, I do have to go back and watch these. And then now this one came like, oh, right, I still haven't watched John Wick. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, I keep saying like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I never go ahead and do it.
I think you should go ahead and do it.
It's right up there with playing The Last of Us. Like, it's just like, I need to go ahead and do this. And I haven't done it. And now I'm saying, like, I'll probably get started on that after I finish Legend of the Dragoon. I probably won't, because I'm like, I've also said I need to go ahead and play Jedi Fallen Order, and it's just like, it's right up there, in the same category for me as maybe I should, and I'm pretty sure I'll like it, but I don't know what happens. Something else happens that distracts me, and I don't get to it.
I mean, so of the things you listed, John Wick, in my opinion, easily would go above those, personally.
Well, it would happen a lot faster.
It for time purposes, but also just pure level of entertainment. Because I would like to, I believe I know you enough to know that you enjoy action movies.
I do.
And this is why I think you would enjoy this, especially because of the escalation that is appropriate from one movie to the next, to the next, to the next. Your guest stars that start the cameo and pop in from movie 2 to 3 to 4. And it's just the world building, the storytelling, the ideas that I know as a writer you would be intrigued by, of these little breadcrumbs that they start to build up on and build towards.
I do appreciate breadcrumbs.
And of what seems like just a small throwaway idea that they're like, oh no, this is actually room to build up a little bit more towards a much larger idea towards 4, and especially towards the spinoff series. It really is just wonderful. I mean, it's a great series. It might be one of the maybe I don't want to blow it overboard, but it might be one of the better quadrilogies out there, if ever. I mean,
so you tell me all this, and I believe you. That's the thing. It's not like I don't believe I love the movie, because I look at it, I'm like, oh, I would fucking love this movie. But it's just,
you would.
Somehow I just never get to it. I don't know.
Just set the time this weekend. At least watch one. That's all. At least watch the first one. That's it. That's if you're not hooked by that one, to say I need to watch 2 and 3 tonight.
Like
I understand. Or if you say
just
in the next
one.
week, huh?
They sound like Batman on Justice League. Just save one.
That's all it takes. Is just the first one, because it's probably the first one is out of the 4. The first one's probably one of my favorites personally, just because of where it starts, what it is. It's a simple, straightforward story.
Kill my dog, I'm killing all you. Yeah.
Yes, and the way they get you on board very quickly, you have no doubts about it. The way they talk about his backstory and get you on board with who he was, who he is, what he's capable of, and setting up the mystery of where they're going with everything is very good. It's lovely. The only critique, not enough John Leguizamo towards the later movies. Spoiler alert. But
I would like to have plenty of Luigi in everything I watch.
Yeah, not just regular Luigi, but Luigi Mario.
Luigi Mario, yeah. Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be a great time. You will thank yourself for finally getting it. And you going back to the earlier part of our conversation, you loved Rogue One, correct?
I do.
You enjoyed Donnie Yen in that, correct?
Yeah.
He's in the 4th movie playing a blind assassin once again.
Okay.
And was definitely my favorite part of that movie. And he's the reason number 4 jumps to my favorite of the 4 movies. So by all means. And I think it is worthwhile to get through 1, 2, 3 so you can properly enjoy 4 for what it is. Enough that I'm even willing and have been thinking about trying to go see it a second time. I've just been distracted by so many other things this week. But it's worth it, man.
I hear you.
And I know you know it's worth it.
I do.
But it's worth it to encourage you more that it's worth it because it's worth it, so that you should go see it because it's worth it.
Well, just let me work it.
Put your thing down. Flip it
and reverse it. Yeah.
Reverse it. Yeah.
Well, speaking of John Wick, we mentioned how, this all started because they killed his dog. And I imagine he took very good care of his dog. And a good way for you to take care of your own dog is by going to dog.com. Dog.com is your online dog supplies, shopping, and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys to treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friend. So go to dog.creatiaworld.com to receive up to 64% off your order today. That's dog.creatiaworld.com. The link is in the description.
I love the connection between all the sponsors. You need the energy from Dubby to get to your Adam and Eve stuff. And then from Adam and Eve stuff, you might want to get a collar, and then you can get a matching collar at your dog.
Yep.
Yeah. It's perfect. All of it. It's all connected. I love it. This is synergy.
Oh man. Ed, I'm not quite sure about this, but I wanted to ask you, have you ever played a tabletop RPG?
I have.
Oh, okay. Well, if you have played tabletop RPGs, has any tabletop RPG you ever played been Dungeons and Dragons?
It has. In fact, I think that has been the only one that I've been exposed to. I know there's many others out there, but I had you remember your first love, and that's the first one that came.
You never forget your first. So, there's a Lord of the Rings RPG endorsed by Elijah Wood that has a release date. So the free Lord of the Rings tabletop RPG for Dungeons and Dragons 5e has now gotten a release date, along with an endorsement from Elijah Wood. Free League revealed the news with a video from its live play of the Lord of the Rings RPG late last year, which featured Elijah Wood, Deborah Ann Wool, Reggie Watts, and more in the first scene playthrough of the game. The video includes footage from the live play, as well as Wood and others describing the richness of J.R. Tolkien's world and its easy translation into tabletop RPG, the Lord of the Rings RPG for 5e. It launches on May 9th. So here's the thing. Only reason why I included this is because of the irony. Dungeons and Dragons was originally created to be a thing where you were simulating war in the Tolkien universe. Like, it's what it was meant to be. But because of lawsuits and all kind of other bullshit that happened, they had to make it their own thing. On top of that, eventually, Lord of the Rings created its own tabletop RPG that exists. Well, tabletop game. I don't think it's RPG. I think it's just a tabletop game, like a war kind of game, like Warhammer 40K and shit. I'm not sure if they have an RPG also. They might. I don't remember anymore. But it's all come back full circle to now they're making stuff for Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm like, really? Really? That's
you guys took a lot of extra steps for this. Yes.
Exactly. Okay. Like you could have just gave. I'm glad they didn't, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. Because, you know, now we have Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, which we probably wouldn't have had if they were all stuck within the Tolkien stuff. But yeah. So there's now this that comes out May 9th. I'm interested, not like super interested, because Lord of the Rings is like mostly just hit or miss for me. Take it or leave it. But yeah.
Same. Yeah. I mean, it's the comedy, like you said, of it going full circle and coming back around. It's entertaining on that front, but also, yeah, you get to people having something to use further as guidelines to bring in more of their nerddom of Lord of the Rings that they enjoy to their story, and they can just pick and choose a little bit, or just dive straight in and say, I want to go visit Middle Earth. This could be fun. Let's do it.
See, that's the thing. The way I would use it is more along those lines of, oh, I can take this from there. I can take this from there, and I'll put this monster over here. And oh, I like those orcs. I think I'll use the Lord of the Rings orcs instead, you know?
There you go. Tools for the creatives.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to watch one more trailer, and then we're going to get out of here, all right, Ed?
I love trailers. I don't know if I expressed that before.
So this is very different kind of trailer. You like the Muppets?
I do.
All right, here we go. The Muppet Mayhem.
The Mayhem? They taught Motley Crue how to shred and party. They tattooed their name on me when I was passed out. What?
Animal!
I was in college the first time I saw the Mayhem play. I grew up idolizing Dr. T. I bought gold grills just to be like him. Say cuckoo. Well, we got a little sidetracked by the 80s. Sure.
Just the 80s.
I'm Nora Singh from Waxtown Records. I would love to help you make an album.
Well, all right. Nora?
What's happening?
I think Animal digs you.
You know, when I first saw her, I thought she was somebody else. We're not going to talk about who I thought she was. But, yeah.
Finally, somebody is making it happen.
Okay, it begins.
Ella Knox. I thought she was Ella Knox at first.
What say we bring the old school?
If y'all don't know who that is, look it up. Preferably not when somebody's looking over your shoulder, though.
Or do comedy.
You know what? You're right. Do what you will.
I don't think the band is digging any of this.
In fact, Google it in the middle of a meeting.
You feeling this?
Found on.
See? Happy.
They're always happy. Watch. Hey guys, look. I got a fork. You did it.
You showed us there's a whole world beyond the mayhem.
It's trending. You did this.
With one tweet, you started beef with all of music.
And our vengeance shall be swift.
I like this show. Lots of drama.
Let's get back to you doing what you do best. I'm ready to roll with it.
Well, good, because we're ready to rock with it. Welcome to the Mayhem.
We're more than just a band, we're a family.
Electric Mayhem. Is that a fact?
Charlemagne, too.
Thank you. Doesn't get any weirder than that, am I right?
What's that dude's name?
Which one? Weird Al?
No, before Weird Al.
Okay, do not look into this camera.
Jean Ralphio on Parks and Rec.
Can't remember his name.
Yeah, every time I see him and stuff, I'm enjoying him, but I can't remember what his name is ever.
I know he's the voice for Sonic. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Dang it. Schwartzman?
I don't know, so I can't really tell you you're right or wrong. If you don't really know, it's no big deal. I was just wondering. It was more my own curiosity. But I think that's going to be it for today, Ed.
Ben Schwartz. Ah, dang it. So
what'd you say?
Okay.
You break up.
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz. Okay, yeah. I enjoy Ben Schwartz.
So close.
Yeah. That'll be it for today, though. Thank you for coming on and filling in for us and all of that stuff. And thank you, everyone who's watching. You know, if you're watching live, we appreciate that. But if you're not watching live, remember, you can do so. Just go to twitch.tv/Creatia World. If you're watching there live, we really appreciate you if you throw us a sub there. You know, just subscribe there. And if you have Amazon Prime, that means you actually have Prime Gaming, which means you can subscribe for free. Just link your Twitch account to your Amazon account to give you a free sub every month. We would appreciate you giving that to us. If you can't give it to us, give it to somebody. Give it to a Twitch streamer. Get that money from Bezos and send it to somewhere. You know, do that. Do that. Also, you can watch us live on YouTube at youtube.com/Creatia World. You can subscribe there for free. No money there involved at all. But if you do subscribe there, also hit that little notification bell. That means you know every time we go live, every time we drop a new video. I'm going to keep talking and see if Ed continues to wave like this the entire time. But yeah, subscribe there, hit that notification bell, watch live or watch later. You know, it's right there, youtube.com/Creatia World. If you also want to watch us later somewhere else, if you got something else going on, maybe you just got something from Adam and Eve, you can watch us on Pornhub at pornhub.com/model/Creatia World. You go there, you know, subscribe to us there as well. Matt would really like it if you subscribe to us there. That's his favorite place for you to watch us. So yeah, if you got something you need to take care of before that, you know, take care of that, then watch us, and then take care of it again. Or take care of it while you watch us. I don't care. I'm all for it. Also, if you want to support us financially, a good way to do that is on Patreon, patreon.com/Creatia World. There is where you get all the extra stuff, you know, like the multiverse with myself and Mara the Shark Watkins, where we're going through a lot of animated comic book stuff, talking about it, hanging out, chilling. Right now, working our way through DC stuff. We just did Green Lantern Beware My Power. Next, we're doing the Justice Society movie. Going to be a good time. Also, Return to Wrestling with myself and the Warden Matt Ritter, where we're talking old WCW stuff, ranging all the way from the beginning of Nitro. We're making our way all the way through the end of Nitro. We just finished Road Wild 1997, coming up on Fall Brawl 1997. That's coming up next. Going to be a good time. One of my favorite parts of the whole Nitro era. One of the best stories they've done. But if you want to know more about us in general, you just want to know what we're all about, you go to creatiaworld.com. If you go there, you'll find out everything about us. You know, all the good stuff. Like, you know, what's my favorite drink? What's Matt's favorite drink? What's Mara's Hogwarts house? What's Vince's favorite, I don't know, favorite ice cream? You know, that's there too. What's my favorite word?
Bitch.
Oh, that may or may not be there. You got to go find out. But also, if you want to, you know, check us out on the socials, if you're on the socials, you want to go to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at It's Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. As always, I'm not telling you how to spell world. If you don't know how to spell world, get together, get a dictionary. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/Creatia World. We are there. But while you're on Facebook, you can check out our different groups we have there, one of which being facebook.com/group/Them Dragons. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, all that good stuff, go there, talk House of the Dragon with us, Game of Thrones with us. Or if you just got a cool picture of a dragon that you think we should see, put it there. I want all cool dragon pictures in facebook.com/group/Them Dragons. I want you to collect the greatest dragons across the multiverse and show them to me. Also, if you're a wrestling fan, you want to go to facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. That is the official Facebook group for our podcast, Smacking It Raw, every Friday night with the Warden Matt Ritter, Vince Delgado, and Katie Kinsey Bebe every week. Check that out. Hang out, chill with them, talk wrestling from the week. It's a good time. Edmund, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging with us. Where can people find you? Tell them about your shit, plug yourself, all that. Plug it up.
Oh, I mean, the best place for the artwork, if you want to get some artwork. I mean, some of this artwork up here, that's some of my stuff, actually. Artwork, Art of Rufus, Instagram, Art of Rufus. There you go. Yay, that's me. On there. Yeah. On there. Yeah. I mean, you know, buy some artwork, support, you know, some Black artists would be cool. You know, help me make some money a little bit. That's mostly it, really. I guess I am on Twitter a little bit, but not really. I have a Twitter, but I don't really tweet. So yeah, I think that actually
You got a Twitter, but you don't Twitter. I got you.
That's it. I kind of just have it just to have it, really. Just
Kind of like me with
occasionally check it.
TikTok. Like I have a TikTok, but I don't be ticking or talking, you know.
See, one day I might tick the talk, but I don't have a TikTok. So no, we'll see.
Cool. As always, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. That's it for today. We will catch y'all next time. Tomorrow it'll be myself and Vince. Friday, I believe, is Matt and Mara. And then we'll be done for the week. But we'll see you next time. Until then, we out.